Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome back to August Country, where throughout the month of August we are listening to different country albums. And of course, with our last video, we listened to Emmylou Harris's wonderful album, Wrecking Ball. Go ahead and check that out if you are interested. However, with that, I decided we were going to continue down the alt country road, and as per, the recommendations of my viewers, of a couple of people who suggested some albums here. Today, of course, we are checking out the 1998 Silver Jews record, American Water. Now, I don't know too much about this record other than it is a alt country record. It goes into a bit more of a rock sense of territory. And on top of that, he was also part of David Berman's band Silver Jews. David Berman, who of course also made the album Purple Mountains, which I plan to check out very soon for the channel. A musician who unfortunately passed not too long ago, shortly after the release of Purple Mountains, the self-titled album. With that in mind, I'm expecting this to be a much more depressing record. I'm expecting this to be a much more contemplative record, because I know David Berman was someone who struggled with a lot of health issues. I believe he was an alcoholic, if I'm not mistaken. And I know he struggled with, a lot of suicidal ideation, given the fact that he did, unfortunately, take his life back in, I believe, 2019 it was. So rest in peace to David Berman. But of course, he may be gone, but his music will certainly live on forever. And I think today, to honor him, we are going to continue with the series of August Country by listening, of course, to American Water. It is 12 songs. It is 48 minutes. It kicks things off with the track Random Rules and has the most streamed song on the album. Yes, it is. That is 10 million streams. And let's just get into it. I want to hear, just what this man contributed to music, because I know he was considered a minor legend to some. And for that, hey, that's certainly a mark worth leaving. Let's get into it. And there's his voice. I have heard his voice. Very nice voice. Kind of like a Lou Reed-esque delivery. I do like this. Picking up. I like the gentle delivery of this track. Is this about the randomness in life, the unpredictable? Certainly has that slight country vibe to it. And his delivery. Kind of talking sort of delivery. Again, very Lou Reed-esque as well. That's what I'm getting strongly. Really beautiful lyrics, and I love that rising instrumentation alongside him. Now we're deviating into an instrumental. Really beautiful guitar work. I love the kind of hazy, twangy effects on this guitar. Also, the trumpet, too, has been fantastic on this track. By Chris Struffolino. What is this track about? I thought this was about the kind of uncertainty of life. Perhaps that's what it's about. The Steve part is what's throwing me off, because it's not... His name's not Steve, but perhaps that's the protagonist of this song? A broken marriage, perhaps. Seems to be a track of heartbreak. Maybe a track of uncertainty. I do love how low-key that one was. A nice instrumental, beautiful, great trumpet work as well. Especially in that ascending section that I mentioned. Really great track. I love his voice. Just love the calmness of it. I love the warmth in it. I love the depressing nature of it. Honestly, just a great delivery. And again, does remind me of Lou Reed, personally. Smith and Jones Forever is this track. I love the backing vocals here too. Stephen Malkmus? That guitar in the background there, that deeper tone, could be the bass. Really love its very country infused tone. Kind of remind me of like an old western, especially this galloping beat. It's a really good melody, honestly. Super catchy. Really nice rustic tone to this album. Very indie, kind of reminded me of And the Airplane Over the Sea for some reason as well. Around the time a lot of indie bands were releasing music of this nature. Okay. Ooh. That deep guitar. I think that's the bass. It's so westerny, so classic. Is it about an execution? Someone on death row here? This was a fantastic track. I love the really rustic, dark tone to it. I love that final passage of an execution of a criminal. Also great lyrics. Beautifully poetic lyrics. Night Society's this one. 2 minutes. Perhaps an instrumental. But boy, is it picking up. Certainly wastes no time. Oh my god, this guitar work is fantastic. It's electrifying. Really great melody. Nice, like, just rhythm overall. It's so groovy. Really can't go wrong with this instrumental. I love a good kind of interlude instrumental. Again, similar to In the Airplane Over the Sea. It really creates a good sense of atmosphere for the record. Let's keep it going right into Federal Dust is this one here. Kind of like reverse effect. Oh. Our bass. Thick and in your face. Love the contrasting vocals too. Sort of like off kilter from one another. Kind of like the steady, kind of rocking nature to this one too. Has a sluggish sound. I like the almost like jammy feeling to this one. Like feels almost unplanned, this guitar work. Ooh, that was a nice drop. David and Steven. Oh, maybe that's Steve that was referenced in the first track. I was gonna say, these two vocalists, very, not just contrasting, but complementive to one another. Fantastic track. I really like the delivery of that one. I love the more sluggish nature. Kind of feel like we were melting in the sun to it. On to the next song. Here's People. Much more upbeat nature right off the bat here.
The world lies outside the world. People love people and they understand. If you want
the effects on the guitar work here. Kind of psychedelic and twisted.
People gotta sing. You can't change the feeling that you can.
This is what I mean. Him and Steven's vocals together are so complimentive the way it comes together. Is this about almost like a self-realization, not depending on others? If you build it, they will come type nature.
I love to see a rainbow from a garden hose.
Don't we all?
Lit up like people to watch their scotch.
Kind of humorous lines as well too through this album. Almost like a little bit of a absurdism to it.
People be careful not to crest too soon. The drums
Like a satirical element, maybe. Our guitarist on the right side really adding that kind of classic country tone to it. I love that uplifting kind of nature in the end there. Drifting off into another fantastic instrumental. The chemistry of the band too. Very dynamic, very rich. Oh. Very funky guitar. Oh. Like a release in that crescendo. Now we're just like coasting on a wave. Not sure if this is David here playing, but I'm loving his guitar work. Oh my god, the way it like cuts in and out. Also reminded me of Zappa a little bit for some reason. Just like an offhand connection. Could be nothing. But there is something there linking in my brain. Loved People. That was a great track. Love the more upbeat nature to it. Love the kind of satirical elements too. Let's go to Blue Arrangements. Protestant Thighs. Socialite Jewel. Playing with the Jew word a little bit there. It would seem. Getting a little dicey. I love this groovy guitar. Really just like taking hold in this chorus.
And the kids in the car all coming to hot shots passing up in the moon. My father came in from wherever he'd been. He kicked my shit all over the room, all over the room.
It's just so fun. Really great energy. I thought this could be a much more depressing album, and maybe lyrically at times it can be, but certainly a groovier instrumental throughout that I did not expect. And it dials it back in moments like this.
The room is dark and heavy with what I wanna say.
What does he want to say?
What would you say if I asked you to run away?
Sounds freeing.
Been done so many times. I found a man on time in they can. In the end, the boy raises himself.
Oh. Once again, we have another minute of instrumental. Love how much this album likes to go all in on the groovy elements. Kind of just letting the instrumentals take hold throughout the record. Such a fuzzy kind of sense of guitars too at times. Like here, kind of lo-fi, kind of like rustic and strung out. Really great, phenomenal track, a phenomenal album so far. Just I love the atmosphere of this record so much. Let's go to We Are Real.
The hill past problem that we can't see, or is it that the problem is beautiful to me?
Maybe addicted to the struggle.
Virginia, flying within you, like background
Yeah.
singers, they all come in threes.
Maybe like a toxic
Like background
self-sabotage
singers,
nature.
they all come in threes. Soul music changed. Now that our souls have turned strange.
I love these lyrics too.
Today,
Kind of witty, humorous.
twice. I know we are real. Repair is the dream of the broken thing.
This album seems to play with the absence of sound quite a bit
Broadcast
at times.
on overhead. All my favorite singers couldn't sing.
Sometimes there's the most real singers, the most truthful.
Is a part of me.
Really love this line.
Soul music change. Now that our souls have turned strange.
It's like a signature wittiness.
Once a day,
Really love that line.
I know we are real.
Like that one a lot. More witty, kind of depressing nature to that one. Send in the Clouds, this one here.
Trick. My mother played on the world.
Again, that kind of witty humor here.
17 doctors couldn't decide whether I should be allowed in the game.
And that kind of like typical self-hatred too in the lyrics that I feel like he employs quite a bit throughout this album. Oh. Is that some reversed effect? Some sort of reverse instrument, it would seem.
I know a puppy
Oh. Like I mean,
from Kentucky.
like I said earlier, this album employs a lot of use of space, use of silence to make much stronger
He has 17 ideas in his head.
kind of emotional hits.
My mama named me after a king. I'm gonna
I don't know what any of this means, but I just love the way it flows together. I love the kind of lyrical ties. Windex tears flow down the robot's face. I don't know what it is, but that is just a brilliantly written line. Kind of giving Hantayumi King Gizzard vibes.
They don't want to
I don't know what that means. Someone comment down below what Soy de Centre means. I'm sure you'll know.
get along. Yeah. Swat is some
Kind of a simmering instrumental here building up. Turning into a chant. Also giving, and this is gonna sound crazy, like Weezer vibes. Early Weezer. But again, maybe it's that kind of like classic indie tone. Really like that one. Again, another instrumental passage towards the end. This one's like the death. Not an easy one to say, that's for sure. Imagine telling someone that's your favorite song. Oh, see what I mean? Employing space. A great use of space throughout this record. Makes those releases feel all more rewarding. I like this sort of like kind of psychedelic elements too throughout this record. Makes it feel almost like far out in another realm.
Nobody cares about a dead hooker.
These lines kind of hit you over the head. Like,
Looking like one, standing for many.
I think that's the thing about the lyrics, is they're either kind of witty or absurd, or sometimes they're so blunt. Certainly not my favorite track so far. I do like the use of space it has, but I do find it a bit more repetitive, meandering in a way. Not my favorite, that's for sure. Let's go to Buckingham Rabbit. Oh. Kind of giving into the vices, perhaps. Like a man-child who's let his vices control him. Lines of alcoholism, a struggle Berman had until the end, as far as I know. I really like this one lyrically, seeming to speak on alcoholism, a struggle to progress, kind of stuck at the bottom, perhaps. Love the production on this album. It's kind of lo-fi, kind of rustic. Everything is kind of dynamic. There's a slight fuzz around the edges. Really steady development in that one. I like that one a lot. I thought lyrically it was very strong, very dense. Let's go to Honk If You're Lonely. This record really has a kind of like crushing isolation to it. And I really like the signs of depression throughout. I guess it speaks on David Berman's mental illness that he struggled throughout with his life. But I love kind of like the witty humor that he kind of uses to deal with it. And there's like a sense of community within it, which I think, if anything, helps aid people with that issue. It's like, let's be lonely together. Like this whole passage. Both broken, both lonely. But that kind of sweet sense of relatability. Really Really great bass. Really nice groove. I love this track. This is one of my favorites so far. It's catchy. It's cute. It's witty. It's relatable. There's that honk. Great track. I think that's one of the best tracks. Honestly, that might be my favorite track. It's short, it's sweet, it's cute, it's witty, it's humorous, it's still also depressing in its nature, but it's got this community sense to it. And a nice just driving groove to it. Great bass in the background there to ride on. One of the strongest tracks so far. Honestly, been a pretty consistent album overall with very little lows. Let's just go into the last track here, close it out, and then I'll talk on the entire project. The Wild Kindness to close it out. Ooh, I like that kind of shimmery. Is that like I like that piano. Is that a piano?
I wrote a letter to a wildflower.
Yeah, keyboards. By Chris Struffolino. I also like that guitar that is. I also like that guitar that is sort of hazy. Again, that witty humor there. Kind of free while being controlled by medication. Ooh. Again with these really great detours and instrumentation taking hold. Perhaps he's passing here. I'm at the corner at Dreamgate Frontier. I see. Continuing to the afterlife, perhaps? It would seem like this is... I'm gathering some sort of... Perhaps a suicide of sorts. I'm not sure. The... writing of a letter, the empty room, the meeting a corner, help you if you really want to disappear. I'm gathering maybe this album ends with a suicide in this track, but again, I'm not too sure. Don't want to jump to an assumption here. That's just the vibe I'm getting from the lyrics. But I really like that track. I loved, again, great instrumental there too. I like the midpoint. I love how much this album detours into these instrumentals and really lets itself kind of grow and develop when there's a moment to. And I also love the uses of space throughout this album. I love how much it kind of uses the absence of sound for a stronger effect. Much like we saw on the 9th track, like the death. Try saying that one 10 times fast. Even though that was my least favorite track, I think that is a really great kind of way of showing how the absence of sound kind of leads into a harder hitting moment. But this album does that many times over, and it's always fantastic. I feel like the payoff is always worth it, and I feel like it has a great sense of atmosphere for it. I think the guitar work is brilliant on this thing. Hazy, a little bit lo-fi at times, kind of psychedelic when it chooses to be. And also I believe it's the bass, or maybe it's a deeper rhythm guitar, I'm not too sure. But that as well, throughout the record, really adds to that kind of old-fashioned, westerny kind of country tone that this record seems to kind of hone in on. And even lyrically, moments of kind of country stylings without. Themes of isolation, some witty humor, some, really relatable lyrics, some absurdism lyrics. I really like kind of how vast yet focused the instrumentals and the lyrical side of things is. It's a fantastic record. I don't have anything negative to say. I think it's just such a consistent listen. I think it's a great atmosphere throughout. It has a unique charm to this record that I feel like not many records have. And that is just its incredibly unique kind of country, depressing sort of atmosphere that feels a little bit rustic, kind of feels like a sad alcoholic cowboy perhaps, who's in a much more modern time, not as admired as some of the other country singers we've listened to. Honk If You're Lonely was also definitely, just going to say this, my favorite track. I thought it was cute, thought it was sweet, thought it was witty, thought it was funny, and I also thought it was depressing. I thought it was nice and just direct, and I think does a great job at showing off really all their kind of moments of expertise in this album. Not much more to say, not much more to add. Just thought it was a great listen. And I thank those who have suggested it. I thank one viewer in particular. I'm forgetting their name, but if you're watching this, and I'm sure you are, you suggested a slew of albums. This was one of them. Thank you. I'm sure you're going to watch this. Thank you for suggesting this. It's a fantastic record, and I will be checking out David Berman's other work, specifically Purple Mountains. We'll get a video very soon. And by very soon, I mean probably in the next few videos. But that does it for today's video. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, follow along for more. We're going to close out August Country pretty soon, and we're going to start the September month. Not going to announce what that September month will be, but it does start with an S for that genre. And that's all I'll leave you with. But, as always, my name is Randy Joe. I appreciate you watching, and I'm signing off.